Do you want to say something to the other people who watch this video?
If you watch this video, I just want to say that thank you. You are beautiful just the way you are. You don't need to change yourself for anything or anyone. There's a light at the end of the tunnel, always. You're amazing, you're powerful, and I love you.
What is your biggest dream?
My biggest dream is I want to write a book when I'm older, all about like my experiences of being disabled, and I want other people with disabilities to relate to that and say, oh yeah, I can definitely relate to that.
What 3 things in the world do you want to change?
Number 1, I probably want disabled people to be more accepted. Number 2, I would like it if every single person would be nice to everyone. And number 3, I just want people to see that they're beautiful, and I want people to accept themselves for who they are.
What is your greatest fear?
My greatest fear is probably people not seeing me as like a normal person and not accepting for who I am when I'm older.
How have you been connecting with friends and family during the last few weeks?
Well, I think it's important to check up and speak to my friends and to check if they're all right, because it's a difficult time for them too, and they would be doing the same for me. They'd be checking up on me, seeing if I'm okay.
What is your greatest fear?
I absolutely hate spiders.
How have you been coping during the last few weeks since the world has been in lockdown, especially with regards to your mental health?
Well, we've been all right. It has been difficult sometimes though, with my mum having to look after all my siblings and me. Getting online work is quite difficult because we have to keep track of it. And my mum's been like absolutely amazing, like looking after us all on her own. Hopefully it will like end soon. And I mean, the good thing is we can go in the garden whenever it's really nice and sunny. So that's a really nice thing.
Do you have any advice for tweens and teens that may be suffering with mental health issues?
My advice would be that there is light at the end of the tunnel. You are enough. You're beautiful and strong just the way you are. If you have any problems, of course, you can speak to family or friends, and they'll make sure to support you always in whatever you do.
What things have helped you? What treatment has helped?
I haven't really gotten any treatment for mental health because I have loads of amazing friends and family who always have my back, and they support me, and the whole reason why I love doing what I do and why I'm so happy is because of them.
How does your mental health affect your daily life?
Well, almost every day I get stared at, and it makes me feel quite anxious about myself, like people looking at me at school like there's something wrong with me, and I just don't understand that. It also makes me feel quite upset and angry, like there's no need to stare at me just because I've got a disability. And it makes me feel quite mad and upset and kind of scared, honestly.
Our next issue of Tangerine magazine is exploring mental health. Have you ever suffered with mental health issues? At what age did you suffer?
Well, at school, some people treat me as in I'm younger than them, and I find that a bit stupid, honestly, because just because I've got a disability, I can still be treated the same age. And I always feel nervous when people stare at me, and it makes me feel like I'm not like good enough. And this has happened like throughout almost all my life.
What's your name?
My name is Katie Holmes.
And how old are you?
I am 14 years old.
And where do you live?
I live in Denton, Stockport, which is in Manchester.
Our next issue of Tangerine magazine is exploring mental health. Have you ever suffered with mental health issues?